So here's the Austin numbers. So we finally dipped below last year's numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So the guess, I mean, what do you think is going to happen here? Do we? I don't know. Quick prediction. What do you think happens from here?
I don't know. It's scary to look at, if I'm being honest. But you guys have, I'm sure, felt this all year.
Well, I think the question is, do we think that the trend is going to continue down? I think it might. I think it might tip down one more, not at such a steep decline, though.
Right? Yeah, I agree. Actually, having no real reason to feel otherwise, I my gut tells me that that's right, Ian. I agree with you.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be saying, "Oh, you know, all you realtors said all these things last year." But I mean, look, I did say
said all what things? Let's talk about
that. On this channel in particular, I mean, we kept saying that we didn't see the market coming down, and now we're ending so far.
No, we said there wasn't going to be a crash.
True.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also your definition of a crash. Oh, let me take my email off there.
I agree, though, that we did say we've been hedging this for a long time, though, right? I mean, I know
you're talking about a small, like a downturn.
Like, yeah, we've known this since like a year ago. Like, we started having these conversations a year ago, and we said, like, hey, I don't see this changing if the buyer demand stays the way that it is. But the buyer demand, the buyer demand just stopped. It dropped off the face of the earth, unfortunately. So when that happens, you have no choice but to let prices come down.
And that's what I find interesting. You know, I stopped paying attention to that one channel. In fact, I believe that person stops the channel completely. I don't know. But, you know, if you look at a lot of the reasons why they said Austin was going to crash, I mean, they just kept saying it was too high, that, you know, a lot of things, but never the fact that interest rates were going to hit 7% and really crater the market and inflation. So, I mean, you could say that person was right, but he also said it was going to crash 40%, and we're barely at 17.
I think 17, all things considered, is an absolute win. Am I wrong? You know,
but if it drops down, like if it continues to downtrend just a little bit, what are we thinking? 20%?
20-25%? Okay.
25%.
Listen, I'm not trying to downplay that either. That sucks, right? Especially for people that maybe bought this spring probably, but
and need to move.
But they shouldn't. What is going on here? They shouldn't be
just
doing
ones
that.
that need to move.
They shouldn't be, though. I mean, like, you know, I mean, I get it. If you're relocating, that's another thing. But if it's voluntary move, then I still don't recommend selling the house.
Can we adjust, or can we address Chris the comment?
Let's see. Y'all said with the amount of jobs and people moving here that you didn't see houses going down. So good to be honest. I mean, I've been honest about a lot of things about this market, you know, but it's fair to say that, you know, a year ago, as we were looking at the market, that all of us on this channel didn't say that. We all, thank you, Christian, appreciate it. You know, we all, and I'm looking back at this, you know, as a year ago, I was a little less bullish about this year. In fact, I think a lot of things I said, we're going to see probably back to the average, if not flat. I can't say that saying at 0%, I meant this being flat, but I can say that I expected us to be up 6 to 9%, maybe 12% on the high end. And we're seeing a lot lower than that. So look, it's not good that it came down this much. I mean, look, it depends on your situation. I mean, I keep seeing a lot of people that really, really wanted to buy homes and said, oh, it got too expensive. Now you have interest rates kind of coming down. I mean, here's what interest rates did today on the news of the Fed is they came back down a little bit more. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's not good, but I'm looking at this from this standpoint. I was looking to buy more investment properties personally. You guys tell me if you were too. I was looking at buying more investment properties. When prices really hit into the 6s, I was like, man, this sucks. Like, I don't want to, like, I love buying homes in the mid 3s, low 3s that I can get a really good rental on. And it was hard, and it's been hard to find that. Now it still makes it, even though I could get something closer to the 3s again, it's still pretty hard to get a decent interest rate where it's still cash flows the same for me. Now, if you're sitting here as an investor and you're coming in like cash, I mean, I'd be writing offers all day. Just
I am.
All right, 500,000, 355. Let's see what you want to do. You know,
I got people doing that. Like somebody offered 280 on a house I'd listed for 425,
Yep.
And I wanted to punch them in the face, but I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
If you have
That's a bit
cash right
extreme.
now, you should be buying. Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit extreme. But yeah, I have an investor and I have a strategy, and we're just going boom, 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 hitting lots of houses is how I'll say it. What do you think about that particular comment, Kevin?
Which
The
one is
amount of
that?
jobs moving here, the same one.
Oh, well,
I want us to all talk to that one.
Yeah, but the jobs are still moving here. That's just like, if you think like Meta and a lot of these other large companies, they cut their workforce by 10 or 15%. I mean,
And the crazy part about that is only 222 were laid off in Austin.
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
I mean, but they also stopped. They also abandoned their entire lease at the 6th and Guadalupe building, which sucks. So, like, the jobs are still here, but just like everything else, everyone's kind of just in this weird like holding pattern. So,
yeah,
that's why if this was more of a drastic, if it was a scary situation where that I didn't think we were going to crawl out of it very fast, because I think these jobs are going to come right back the moment we have good news about the economy. Everybody's just waiting for good news, and we're like looking at each other like, are you going to start buying? Because if you start buying, I'll start buying, and then once that happens, Bitcoin, Tesla stock, everything's just going to go through the roof. And then our housing, I believe, will pop back really fast, like 4 to 6 months.
You know, what's interesting to me is that over the last 18 months or so, 20 months or so, clients that would reach out to us that were like, hey, I want to be under 400. It was like, okay. Yeah. And literally I would be like, all right, here's my buyer's agent, meet with my buyer's agent.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm getting like Eileen, my wife, had literally in the last 2 days, 7 buyer appointments, six buyer appointments, and all of them were like under 500. And I'm like, normally when you sit down and you have a buyer appointment, you usually pop up to see what's available in the area that they're looking as you're talking to them. And I'm like popping up and I'm like, okay, well, we have like 75 homes we can go show you. Like, this is awesome. So I think it depends on the situation you're in. But here's what's a pretty interesting comment here is Power of Pickle. If you haven't been playing pickleball, I highly recommend it. But bought at the peak and not planning to sell soon. I literally just bought at the peak too. So for everybody, I feel bad, but I'm not going to sell. I mean, I'm going to
same. Yeah. I agree with you, both of you. The holding pattern, that was an interesting phrasing right there, because I think, like you said, as soon as there's good news, you have the companies will start their hiring again. I think one thing that caused a little bit of a hiatus is we did have a lot of companies announcing they were going to start building and start doing bringing buildings here, and then they paused. They halted or they moved. What was it? Micron is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Right. We had so much stock in that, and then where that ends.
Was that the Lockhart one you're talking about, or a different one?
Yeah,
because then that one imploded.
I mean, that's a big one. And then so the Samsung, like, that isn't going anywhere yet, right?
Yeah, but all these things will happen. They're going to happen eventually.
It will, but they're delayed. And so that delay is causing the same delay, like the lagging effect in the housing itself.
Thanks for watching this short of the Real Amigos podcast. For more live streams, hit here. For more clips, hit here. We'll catch you on the next one.